I thought maybe you might share a little bit about how you got involved with adaptive dance and perhaps what your story is, Mimi.
Obviously, I have a child with Down syndrome, and he's 20 months now. And I heard through a wonderful school called the Rise School, the director said to me, I hear there's a program for dance for kids with Down syndrome. Are you involved? I said, no, but sign me up. And so I found out that it was through Houston Ballet that we were doing this, and I contacted Jennifer Summers, who's headed up the program, and she's absolutely fabulous. A wonderful teacher and an instructor for our children. And I've volunteered, and I've learned so much through her and through the children that we've been working with.
So you've actually attended the classes?
Yes.
So tell me what that experience has been like.
It's been wonderful. The classes are on Saturdays, and unfortunately I work, so on my lunch hour I attend the classes, but it's fabulous. We do wonderful things. And the class ranges in age, so the children are, I think, between 5 and 12. And I've seen in just our pilot program an amazing growth in our children. Those that were shy, that would just hang on the bar in the very beginning, are now participating. And some of them actually want to help and assist with the teacher in laying out if we have an obstacle course of high, low, through, down, under. They'll want to lay out the obstacle course and help us clean it up. And they participate so well in that aspect, as well as the curriculum that we've set forth for them.
Did you ever imagine as a young dancer that you might be involved in something like this?
No, but I'm so glad I have. I'm blessed in the fact that my child has Down syndrome, and he's afforded me the opportunity to do wonderful things like with this adaptive dance program.
Perhaps you can tell us a little bit about yourself and your involvement with the organization.
I got involved about 6 years ago when my son was born with Down syndrome, and his name is Joshua, and he's been the blessing, and it's been a different journey, I would say. But he has taught me a lot, especially patience, and just to see the world in a different point of view, and how we need to open different doors for our individuals with Down syndrome.
So perhaps you could tell us how the partnership works with Houston Ballet.
Sure. We have opened this to our members. I think we have a huge membership. We have over 1,600 members. And so we go ahead and tell them, if you are between the ages of 5 and 12 years old, please apply, come in for a kind of an introductory class, and your staff evaluates them and see if they're ready or not to be in the program. Although it is adaptive to what they need, they still need to have certain criteria, and one of those is to be able to focus and follow instruction.
So what do you think the biggest value is in this class? If there was nothing else that you could tell a parent for a child to get involved with this collaboration with Houston Ballet, what would that value be?
It's opening doors. It's giving them the opportunity to be more alike than different. Our children need to have a lot of repetition so
yes.
They can retain. But I see that our body work, for example, and they did their show, they knew what was coming next. They knew what to do. Easter Seals have been a great supporter. They have one of their staff or PT coming in, or OT, and they come in and they support the program, because we also want to make sure that the adaptive part of the ballet is also in tune with what they need physically, as far as any OT or PT needs.
So we start the class, actually we start out in the hallway. We greet each other, we get into line, and following the Boston Ballet model, we are using color markers on their feet for right and left. We've somehow incorporated fine motor skills into our dance class by putting our dots on our feet. And then they go in, and we start in a circle and begin the class with rhythm and a little bit of balance and foot and ankle strengthening. After our first trial class, Missy Daffler from Easter Seals of Houston really said the thing she felt that she really wanted us to work on was foot and ankle strength and core strength. So we've tried to incorporate that throughout our warm-up activities. And we progress from the circle to traveling across the floor, working on both dance etiquette and gross motor skills. They're working on turn taking, shapes, we're working on levels, and creative exploration. We're so lucky to have a live percussionist, because if someone needs elephant music, we can have elephant music. And if someone else needs frog music, we can frog music and it sounds different. Then everyone has a chance to come back together at the end of class. And we've actually borrowed the reverence from the Dance for Parkinson's class. And we use that as our goodbye. So we're community building, I think, at that moment. And the dancers have a chance to sort of do a signature move before they leave. And then we get in line to exit just like we would any other class. What's rewarding about this class is seeing whether it's being okay for the full 45 minutes away from mom, whether it's really being able to stay where you're supposed to stay. So for each kid, their challenge is different. And every single one of our kids has had an aha moment. And just the joy they bring to class is why we do it.
So where do you see this program going from here?
Well, in the spring semester, we're definitely going to continue, basically continue this introductory, these introductory 2 classes. I'd like to see it go next year where we have at least one introductory class, and then we've got a class for returning students where we just continue the progression.